Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I recently made a new friend, and I like him a lot. But
What did you make him out of?
he's all man. I'm having a real hard time just going with the flow in the relationship. I wonder if you could give me...
Define hard time.
I feel like there's a lot of struggle and...
Over what?
The circumstances are that he's married to someone who would not appreciate me being in his life. It doesn't really bother me, but...
Why would they not appreciate you?
Well, in this society, that if you're married, you're not supposed to have another person of the opposite sex be too friendly.
I see. Understand, first of all, that many of these things are being explored and experimented with on your society in ways that reflect new understandings of integrity. What is missing is two things: communication within yourselves and communication to each other. Remember this as a primary fundamental principle. Anytime, all individuals involved in any relationships are doing their best to be their true, natural selves, all things will mesh in the way they are meant to. Now, this does not mean that it has to manifest itself that way in what you would call multiple interactions. Doesn't mean it has to be that way. But simply, it will be clear to everyone involved as to what it is that it ought to be if everyone is being allowed to be their true natural selves, if everyone is allowing each other to be their true natural selves and does not bring into the relationship the fears that exist about what it is you think you ought to be and what it is you think they ought to be. When everyone is being their true natural selves, everyone fits together and works together and has clear vision, in no uncertain terms, about the reasons for why they are interacting with each other and what it is they are actually supposed to get out of those interactions. Many times in your society, as we interact with many of you, we have come to realize that you go into relationships already with the baggage of expectation about what you think the other person ought to be, rather than allowing them to be what they are in the relationship. Most relationships, fundamentally anyway, are for the purpose of having reflections of who it is you want to be, of allowing the other person to reflect to you what it is you need to know about yourself so you can determine who it is you prefer to be, and providing the same service for them, rather than molding them into what you think they ought to be, supporting what it is they need to be. And when you do this for any individual, allowing them to be their true natural selves, and they also doing the same service for you, you will find your natural place, your natural level, your natural balance with each other, and the kind of relationship that is representative of your natural self will all of a sudden be readily apparent to you, but only with honest communication within yourselves and honest communication among yourselves, because you cannot deny that if an attraction is there, you must explore why it is there. Now, sometimes, of course, the attraction can be there for negative reasons, because you might be running away from facing certain portions of yourself and using the attraction as a denial mechanism. But on the other hand, sometimes you can actually be genuinely attracted for very positive reasons that are representative of the next stage of your process, and there are pieces of information in that relationship that you really need to know. But as long as you communicate at every step, to the best of your ability, the idea of exactly why this is happening, if it is representative of a true, honest feeling, then at least everyone is informed as to what is going on, and they can make their decisions based on who they want to be as to whether or not they wish those relationships to continue in those forms or whether they wish to transform them. But communication is the key within yourselves and with each other.
Okay, how do I communicate with myself?
By asking yourself why this is happening. What are the real reasons for the attraction? What are you getting out of it? What are you learning about yourself? How are you serving that individual? Are you only, in a sense, reinforcing issues of denial? Or are you really doing something that is representative of bringing yourselves into a higher state, of truly supporting each other to be who you really are in love, expressed in any way, love expressed in any way? Many times you will find that when you really understand why you are in the relationship, sometimes the things you think the relationship is leading to all of a sudden become, in your mind, clear that they don't have to go that way, because you are finally being honest with yourself about why you're there, or what it is you expect to get out of it. And then you can see for yourself whether the expectations are really representations of judgments or feelings or fears of lack within yourselves. The idea is to first approach this idea with clear communication, asking yourself, why am I attracted? What is it I'm getting out of this? What is it I'm learning about myself? Find that out first, and then engage the other individuals in dialogue. Find out why they are co-creating with you that scenario. There's got to be a reason for why it exists that way. What purpose does it serve? What is the heartfelt desire and deepest foundational wish that all individuals really want with regard to the idea of their relationship to the relationship? For many times you will find that when an individual gets in touch with what they really want, it may only have been their expectation that lured them to think that the relationship had to go a certain way. They may find that they don't want to even be in the relationship any longer once they understand what they really want, and they can then have used the relationship to simply show them what they needed to know so they can get on their way. There are many, many ways to look at this, but you must start with honest internal dialogue about why you are co-creating your part of this interaction. And then, if they are willing, extract from the other parties involved why they feel they are co-creating this interaction as well, because you're all co-creating it. It's an orchestration. The third person, who you are referring to as his wife, is not there accidentally. There are no accidents. There are no accidents. If you have attracted yourself to someone who you perceive in a situation where you feel, speaking from the viewpoint of your society, that makes it difficult for you to interact, you must ask yourself why that has been attracted and what issues that raises within you. We are not saying it must remain that way, but that's a good place to start from. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Does this help clarify the situation to some degree for you?
It gives me a lot to think about.
Well, all right. That's a good start, too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sure.